All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles, those great millstone, and Science brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth than with charity. And go to hop right into it. Well, Lord willing, it's not going to be a long lesson, but spirit like the wind. So hey, I'm with it halfway the Lord wanted to go. But this is just a basic concept and direct to the point, which I'm going to touch on. Well, Mark 13, and the gospel must first be published among all nations, which different gospels have the same vibration of this verse throughout, the different four gospels. The fact that this gospel, must be preached to the four corners of the earth, must be preached to all nations. And you have people that try to use that to say, well, see, everybody can be saved. Well, that's not what it says. It says the gospel must reach all these different lands, basically. And why must it reach these different lands? These different lands. Oh, boy. All right? Tongue-tied. So why must it reach these different lands? Well, because Israel has been scattered to these different lands. So, what was the... Oh. This is Tobit 13:1. Then Tobit wrote a prayer of rejoicing and said, "Blessed be the Most High that lives forever, and blessed be his kingdom. He doth scourge and hath mercy. He leadeth down to hell, and bringeth up again. Neither is there any that can avoid his hand." So who has the Lord been scourging? All right? To bring it down, and also want to bring this mercy to. Well, this is Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, "You only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities." So who's been getting the whooping stick, the chastisement, all right, from the Lord, man? That's the nation of Israel. All right? These things, the different captivities, the rulerships, these things was to show that first Yahweh was the true living power, and that we're his children, man. That's in the book of Isaiah 47. He talks about creating a light. Well, let me just grab it. A little sidebar. Not Isaiah 47. I think I came Isaiah 45. And I think I came to it, man. I ain't want to sing y'all off. Isaiah 45 and 4. Man, I'm going to start at 1. "Thus saith Yahweh to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden to subdue nations before him. And I will loose the loins of kings, open before him the two levied gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee and make the crooked places straight." So the Lord set up heathen kings, all right, like we were just saying, these different nations and the kings. "I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. And I will give thee the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, Yahweh, which called thee by thy name, am the power of Israel." So the Lord specifically chose Cyrus to be this ruler, to do these things. He called him by name, and he chose him for this. All right? And why? To show that he's the God of Israel. All right? "For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun, from the west, that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh, and there is none else." All right? So the Lord has been showing, even through the captivities, that he's the Most High, and he's our power. He prophesied about these things, then they happened. Who did these chastisements happen to? Who are they for? The nation of Israel. All right? So let's go back to this Tobit. We were the ones who've been scourged. But again, there's a mercy for it. And that mercy is, hey, we're in the time of it, man. That salvation is coming. "Confess him before the Gentiles," and it starts with the gospel being preached. "Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel." Why? "For he hath scattered us among them." All right? "There declare his greatness and extol him before all the living. He is our Lord, and he is the power, our Father forever. So there you go. It's still for the nation of Israel. We just happen to be scattered in all these lands. It is not for the world. And he will scourge us for our iniquities. That's why we've been in and out of captivity. And will have mercy again, and will gather us out of all nations among whom he hath scattered us. Period. This is it. Really, we can end it on this. This said everything that needed to be said. All right? This is why James 1:1 exists. This is very plain and simple concept, man. James, the servant of God and of the Lord, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greetings. So this is to all 12. Not just to the Jews, but to the Gentiles as well, meaning the scattered Israelites. Because we lost our heritage, we became strangers. All right? We became just part of the nations. We just became Gentiles, man. To the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, greeting. All right? Isaiah 11. This is plain, man. We finna hit these home runs. And may the Lord bless that, everybody was edified, man. It's Isaiah 11:10. And in that day there should be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people, to which shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Let's get this word for Gentiles, which we don't have to. The precepts proves the point. This is just to double down on it. We're going to split the nines. If you know, you know. Was a blackjack joke, man. Gentiles. Which they say Goy, which is Gawaya. And it tells you nation, people. Usually of non-Hebrew people, because it's a generic term. It does just mean nation. So usually talking about just the nations, just everybody else, right? Because you got Israel, you got everybody else. But Israel is still a nation. The word simply means nation. So it also sometimes refers to the descendants of Abraham. Sometimes refers to the nation of Israel. Let's keep going. It's Isaiah 11:10. Verse 11 now, Salakia. This shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. The remnant that's scattered, all right, from all these places. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations. And he shall assemble the outcast of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. All right. Let's get this word for nations right here. It means the same thing. Goy, what we just read, Gawaya. Okay. So he's going to set an ensign for the nations, which is who? What nation is talking about? The Israelites. Well, how is Israel? Israel is one nation. Well, come on, man. This is Genesis 35:11. And the Most High said unto him, I am power almighty, be fruitful and multiply. A nation, and so the nation is Israel. But and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come of thy loins. Each tribe for multitude's sake is counted as his own nation, it's his own group. But, like I said, you don't have to go into the definitions to look up nation don't mean Israel. We got precepts, which the Genesis is a precept. We got another one. Keep this in mind. He shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So let's get St. John 7:35. Then said the Jews, Girlie, get down. Sorry about that. The dog's gonna get on the damn couch. Salakia. You know better. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? So they just called the dispersed Israelites Gentiles, plain and clear. And I'll do this for, edification's sake. I should stick to the KJV usually, but CSB. Then the Jews said to one another, where does he intend to go that we won't find him? He doesn't intend to go to the Jewish people dispersed among the Greeks and teach the Greeks, does he? So here we go. In plain English, you can understand that he's referring to the dispersed as the Greeks, as the Gentiles. All right, we became strangers when we left out our land. This is Obadiah 1 and 11. And the day that thou stoodest on the other 10, but thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And the day that thou stoodest on the other side, and the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was there's one of them. So we got taken down, right? And we got taken out of our land. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, and the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. So clearly we became strangers. 1 Peter 1 and 1. Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the stranger scattered. Which we just read. We read James 1 and 1 early on, right? Throughout Pontus, we read Isaiah 11. We've been scattered clearly. Throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia. So these are strangers, right? The scattered Israelites. Then it makes it clear. Elect, according to the foreknowledge of the Most High, the Father, through sanctification of the Spirit, unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. Grace unto you and peace be multiplied. So he calls these strangers that scattered the elect. Well, who's the elect, man? It's Isaiah 45 and 4. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect. I've even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. Israel is the elect. Plain and simple. Isaiah 65 and 9. And I will bring forth the seed out of Jacob, and out of Judah an inheritor of my mountains, and mine elect shall inherit it, and my servant shall dwell there. The elect is Israel. And furthermore, while we on it, what is the gospel? Let's get the definition of the gospel, man. All right. Isaiah 61 and 1. The Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord hath anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. The word gospel means good news. The word tidings mean news. So the Lord hath anointed me to preach good news. Let's look at a Bible comparison on this. CSB, the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news. All right, it says to the poor, which that's interesting, because when you go into when it says in the KJV into the meek, it's not just saying, some people that's humble. It's going into the word meek is a condition. We need help. We're poor. We're at the bottom. We need help. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty to the captives, and freedom to the prisoners. All right, so clearly it's talking about us being prisoners by being in captivity. Okay, let me say they refuse to let us go. To proclaim that's why you got a social security number. Yes, we still a fucking prisoner and we're captive, man. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord and the day of vengeance of our power, to comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion. So this is talking about us that mourn in Zion. All right, this is the good news that the Lord's going to redeem us, heal us, destroy our enemies, bring vengeance. All right, this is rejoicing to us. This is good news. To give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called the trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified. And why we call it the planting of Yahweh? This is Let's get this one. This is Jeremiah 32. This is perfect. And 36. And now therefore thus saith the Yahweh, the power of Israel, concerning this city, whereof ye say it shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword and by the famine and by the pestilence. Behold, I will... Salakia. Yeah. 37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries whither I have driven them in my anger, and in my fury and in great wrath. I will bring them again into this place and will cause them to dwell safely. This didn't happen in ancient Babylon. We didn't get delivered from all the nations. All right? This is mystery Babylon. This will be fulfilled. Us getting delivered out of this place. And they shall be my people, and I will be their power. And I will give them one heart and one way. We didn't get the new covenant back then. That they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, and I will not turn away from them to do them good. But I'll put my fear in their hearts, that they should not depart from me. This didn't happen. Jake was still going off. Yeah, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly, with my whole heart and with my whole soul. All right, so this is the salvation. The Lord is going to take and deliver us from all the lands we've been scattered. All right, what it say? Gather them out of all countries, whether I have driven them in my anger. So we're going to be delivered from everywhere we at, and we're going to be planted in our land forever. This is why the gospel must reach all the nations. Let me read one more. This is one more verse. For thus saith the Yahweh, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them. So hope is edifying. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Sham, Yahweh Shai Ba'Sham Kakodash. Double honor to the apostles, Elder Great Millstone. And South East brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, Baba Ball.